back to the Hit Squad. Chad Range alongside Jesse Finney. It is time for the predictions and previewing UFC 165 happening this Saturday in Toronto, north of the border. They've been getting some good fights up there. The
Canadians love their fights, man. They're great fans. They're passionate fans. And like I said last week, man, I don't see a lot of Canadians on the main card, which kind of blows my mind.
Because they're wild for their guys.
They are. I mean, Carmont's the only one on the main card that is a true Canadian.
Absolutely. We want to know what you have to think. Let us know. HitSquad@101sports.com, the email, at Twitter, at HitSquad101ESPN. And I tell you what, we always start it from the bottom up. He's killing me. I'm about 500. You're doing real well. Who cares? Numbers, whatever.
Right, numbers.
Well, Pat Healy, man, he's got to right the ship. The guy lost out on $100,000 because he's tested positive for marijuana after a big win. He got, I believe, fight of the night and knockout of them. He had this submission of the night, had this huge payday, and it all went
smoke.
Yeah, there you go. Smoke. It all went up in smoke. Well played, my friend. Well, Pat Healy, he's 31-15. He's a grinder. Like you've said it himself, he's not the most athletic guy. He's like your blue collar, fight guy. He's out there, every man's fighter. He's a tough guy, taking on Caleb Nurmagomedov, who's 20-0. And
good wrestler.
Yeah, he is. He's looked great in his fights. He's got a good ground game, and he's who I'm going with. I went with Pat last time. Pat did me right, kind of.
You're going with all right.
Nurmagomedov. I'm going against Pat Healy. I'm going with Caleb Nurmagomedov there.
Okay, well, then just I think this is actually Caleb's probably Nurmagomedov or whatever the hell his name is. But, I mean, he's probably probably a better technical wrestler.
Right.
But I'd say as far as mixed martial arts goes, I mean, it's really hard to vote against Pat Healy and to go against him. He's a friend of mine. Trained him for a couple years. Smoked way too much pot, I guess, before the last fight. I mean, severely disappointed in what I heard after that. But I'm going to go for Pat Healy in this fight. I think he's got the upper edge when it comes to mixed martial arts. You look at competition, who's fought who, and Pat has fought anybody and everybody, and he's came in on top, and he's got something to prove. And I'm going with Pat Healy on this.
Definitely has more fights under his belt, so that's it's interesting. It'll be a great fight. Now we got Consta Philippopou, 12-2. Francis Carmont, the Canadian.
It's a good strikers battle here. This is interesting. I like this fight. I think this fight can go pretty much either way because it's two strikers that like to bang. I'm going to go with Costapoo on this one, and I got to tell you something. This could go against me pretty easily, but I mean, Carmont is a big man. Philip is not that big of a guy. So, I mean, you're going against size as well in this, but he's way better, I think, technical striker. So this could be interesting. I
will go with the same. I thought the same thing. We'll go with Costa and that one. Now we got Brendan Schaub, 10-3. Matt Patrone, 6-2. What's your thoughts on that one?
I'd say that win or go home. It's going to be one of those. So, I mean, it's your turn and then the picks, and I'm going to let you go ahead and pick first on this one.
I was actually going to ask you, on Pat Healy, I know we're working in reverse here, is it a win or go home for him?
No.
You think he's got another shot?
I think he's got a couple more shots. He's beaten some good guys, man. He beat Dan Miller. He's beat Carlos Condon. I mean, he's the real deal.
They don't hold the smoking pot against him too bad then?
There's a lot of guys smoking dope lately, if you haven't noticed.
Boy, you ain't kidding.
I mean, a lot of guys getting whacked on this.
Riddle, he hung it up. Yeah, he's one of the ones. Okay, so it's the fight for the life here. Schwab and Matrone. I will go with Matt.
Okay, well, I will go with Schwab. I mean, we're gonna make some. I think Brendan Schwab is one of the biggest disappointments that I've ever been in the UFC. He's got the whole package. He's an incredible athlete. So is Mitrione. Don't take anything away from him. Played in the NFL. But Brendan Schwab has played football at the University of Colorado. Incredible hands, technical hands. Good wrestler, not a great wrestler. Good jiu-jitsu, probably a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. And I think that Brendan Schwab is one of the guys that's disappointed me the most in the UFC because I've always went with him because I feel he's got such an upside. But in this one, I'm going to go with Brendan Schwab.
We always talk about the athlete getting into mixed martial arts. What is it? Obviously, these guys are great athletes. Is it training? Is it just not... I mean, does it not necessarily equate to a good athlete equal good fighter?
You know, nowadays, I mean, good athletes that have a great work ethic are getting into mixed martial arts.
Right.
And I mean, ultimately, They have to be able to like be good athletes for the most part right now to become superstars. To become superstars, you can get in someone like a Pat Healy, who's not the most athletic guy in the world, which is a hard grinder that you want to vote for and root for. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, like someone like a Brendan Schwab, he's a tremendous athlete that works hard, but I mean, I don't know how much hard he really is working because. I mean, he's got the whole package.
Right. Yeah, it's been one of those things where maybe
he's a small heavyweight.
Yeah. Maybe they've just gotten by on their athletic ability for so long. You really can't do that in mixed martial arts. Renan Barraro, 32-1. Eddie Wineland, 28-1. I believe it's you.
It is me.
It is
and,
you.
And what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to take a pass. And what I'm going to do is let Chad pick this one, and I'll take the opposite. It doesn't matter.
I'm going with Barraro.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I say
good old Eddie.
Yeah.
I go and take good
old
Eddie.
Wineland.
I will, and I if I had to pick, never mind. I wouldn't say.
No, I'm interested.
No.
You would have went the same? You would have went with Wineland.
No, I probably would have went the opposite, but since
I need to make up some ground.
Yeah, and you know what? You usually end up shooting yourself.
I know. Actually, I probably should have picked the opposite. I should go with Wineland and make you take it. I'm not doing that. So don't don't get head games on me here. I don't want to know. That's not happening.
This was my pick then since I passed.
This is. I'll give you the main event. Jon Jones, of course, 18-1. Alexander Gustafsson.
This is an interesting fight.
It is.
And listen, I don't call upsets.
Two strikers.
Yes, I don't call upsets and say, okay, this is going to be an upset. Okay, this is going to be an upset. This is a fight that I really do wholeheartedly believe Jon Jones is going to win. Okay, I believe it, and I'm going to pick Jon Jones.
Okay.
I think that Jon Jones has a very good chance that Jon Jones can get upset in this one. I really do. This is one that no one's picking. Nobody is picking Gustafsson.
Yeah.
Nobody that I've heard.
Including me.
Including you. Okay, and I'm telling you, I'm telling you, this is a fight that Jon Jones could lose. I feel like mentally he's focusing, he's looking past him, and he's also thinking, hey, Daniel Cormier, Glover Teixeira, saying this.
You've heard the comments.
I'm telling you, don't look past Gustafsson. He's a super tough guy that's got better striking than Jon Jones technically, and he's way longer. And that's something Jon Jones is not used to. So look out for this. I'm betting with you on this one because I'm going Jon Jones.
I will too.
But I will say this: I also think that there's a good chance he could lose this fight.
That's funny because I just think most people, like you said, stylistically, if you're a striker, you would probably go with Jon Jones because he is so long. But for the first time, he's kind of got someone who's maybe even longer than him.
Right.
And more technically sound at striking, which it's rare. That happens. I don't know if you could say anyone else in the UFC is a better striker than Jon Jones. I mean, you might Anderson Silva in his heyday, but that's tough to do. But we have a guy here who is completely capable, and all it takes is 4-ounce gloves. So that is, like I said, I've been excited for this one for a while. I love it when Jon Jones fights, and I love it when he talks too. Anymore, I mean, he's kind of he's stirring up that controversy.
He's getting good at it too.
He is getting good. Him and Chael Sonnen, he must have really taken his time with that Ultimate Fighter with Chael and took some pages out of his playbook. Of course, we want to know. HitSquad at 101sports.com is the email. What you guys are thinking for the fights, as well as on Twitter at HitSquad101. ESPN. We have one of my favorite segments coming up next, the Knuckle Junkies. We're going to get into some of their questions coming up on 101sports.com.